Would you like one?
Sure.
She just happens
Are you
to have
here? Are you on the agenda?
Wait. What's going on here?
The Environmental Policy Commission?
Do you know? Isn't there a transportation meeting tonight?
I don't know when to take this meeting,
Oh, isn't that it?
but I will still give you a bag.
If they're meeting tonight, they're in the other room,
Oh,
but they've been, I don't hear anyone, so maybe it's 7:30 or something?
Maybe. I'm checking the calendar on
Wait,
that
we
right
can check the
now.
calendar for you.
Sounds good. Thank you. I'm sorry, man.
No,
It's all right.
we didn't even start yet. In fact, you could join us if you like, if they're not having a meeting, you know.
You're our kind of guy, Jesse.
Oh, we're on
Yeah.
TV?
What's up?
You're our kind of
We
guy.
haven't started a meeting yet. It's really nice.
Dozens of
Isn't
people
it?
are
That-
watching
and they
this, and
abuse
they're all
it.
related to us.
Yeah, I'm gonna use it at my house.
Dozens might be an
My
exaggeration.
outdoor patio.
I don't see them on the calendar for.
Okay. Mm.
And it was it the village or was it the town maybe?
No, the village.
It was the village.
Yeah. Transportation Implementation Committee.
Yeah, they don't have anything on the calendar if it is tonight.
Alright, okay. I'll have to make a couple calls or something.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
Not your fault.
Have
You
a
got
good
that,
day.
right? Alright.
All right.
He's the head of the student union.
Oh, good.
Or he's the vice president, I think.
Oh, I'm glad.
Yeah, good guy. All right, ready? Are we rolling?
We've already been rolling.
All
I
right.
think it's gonna be bad about him.
Good thing. Okay. Welcome to the Environmental Policy Commission meeting. Don is currently in Costa Rica, meeting with the water minister of that country, so I'm filling in for the evening. And agenda changes. Does anybody have any agenda changes? Nope. Excellent. Okay, so let's welcome Marnette Saz, our newly appointed researcher, who's going to focus on trying to find us grant money and free money for the village. Welcome.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you. Thank you.
Golf clap. Okay, the next thing on the agenda is the contest at SUNY with the leftover bags. And the info from Don is that he hasn't gotten a response from them. They were on break and they're moving in towards finals now, so he's not sure that they're going to have time to do anything.
What was
But
the
he's
idea?
not giving up. It was a contest regarding using all the leftover plastic bags that the businesses had in town, trying to find some creative or artistic something to do with them. And they were going to put it out to the community, put it out to the college, and I guess he didn't get any response back from the college. So, and I'm also not even certain that there's too many plastic bags at this point that are an issue.
At our last meeting, we had been discussing the businesses that were not happy with their leftover stock and wanted to know if they could use them. And we had voted that we did not feel that those could still be used. I think that was. So that's why we were looking to see if anybody could come up with a creative solution.
Right. So what happened to the bags? Were they recycled or they're just being held by
Well,
the businesses? Or?
The one business that made the most noise in the newspaper about it told us not to worry about it. So at this point, I'm not sure how many bags there are that we even need a contest for.
Okay.
So Donald,
Yeah, I don't
guess
think at
address
this point
that.
you're gonna get. From my experience, I mean, I worked with the college students. You're not gonna get.
It's too late in the
It's
semester.
too late. They're doing finals next week and this week, so
We're getting ready to
And
go
then
home.
they're gone.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
they're gone. So
But we had also talked about high school students, so that
Right.
might be a good. I mean, like they're still getting ready to go also, but they have till June, and that might be like a good.
little extra time.
And if like the pig students have like to do an end of the year anything, that might be
You
a
can have
good
a
one.
plastic bag carnival.
Someone
That's
suggested
awful,
to me that you can weave baskets and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, that's I remember seeing that.
I don't know who said that, but I thought it was a great
You
suggestion.
can. What I suggest is high school students love to use Pinterest, and that's I'm sure. Are you aware of what Pinterest is?
Of
So
course.
I'm sure that they could find some sort of creative like upcycling solution with the plastic bag. If you wanted to do a contest with them, maybe we could suggest that they come up with an idea and then go for it, or whoever has the best idea to do it. And then who's the contact of the high school?
I don't know who Don was gonna reach out to. I don't know if he was gonna go for like specifically towards PIG, or if he was going to see if there was an environmental club that he was
What
going
is
to go.
PIG?
Is their participation in government class?
Okay. Oh, cool. Okay. I
So,
should know about this.
They send students to meetings, usually not our meetings, but like village board meetings.
That's amazing.
So I don't know if he was gonna try to focus on them or if he was gonna look into an environmental club, but I know that Don had somebody in mind.
I'd be happy to, if he wants to pass on the information, I'm happy to do it. I work with education in schools and stuff in general, so.
I would
Okay.
touch base with Don and just see where he is in the process and maybe, because I know his focus is, I don't know, more on waste in the water.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know if he's made any progress or if he wants to pass that off.
Okay, sure.
He's in Costa Rica, but he is emailing back, so if you
Okay.
want to reach out to him and see where that's at. He may even say that there aren't any bags to have a contest with at this
True.
point, so
Okay. Well, we can see where it
yeah,
goes.
we'll figure it out. All right, municipal solid waste. Jackie and I have been working on the mayor to get a public forum set so we can get more feedback from the public. Personally, I'm not too concerned with the residents and what their concerns are. I don't anticipate too many issues. It's pretty straightforward. Like, you have a garbage container, you want another one, you'll get it. I think the restaurants and the businesses and what their specific needs are is kind of what I want to flesh out. Rather than having this go out to RFP and then figure out that we're missing something and have to backtrack and fix it, we get all the information on the front end, get the RFP done correctly, and we'll move from there. So that is going to happen. We're kind of trying to figure out a date at this point that everyone's available. I think with the election, it's making everything more complicated. So very soon that should be on the agenda. We'll have something on the calendar and we'll be able to get feedback and then get that RFP going.
Can I ask a question?
Shoot.
Because we're a commission and not a board, do we not need a quorum? Because we only have 2/5 of our board. We don't vote on things, so I don't think it's an issue, but it did just occur to me that we're
Yeah, I mean, we don't
3 men down.
vote,
We don't
so
vote.
I don't really know what we would need quorum for.
Yeah, you only need it if you're voting, usually.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We have to go to the board with the
The
RFP.
worst case
for
scenario, it's an
instance.
Oh,
informal
right.
chat.
And we don't vote on
amongst
anything.
PPC
That's
members.
right,
Never.
so this is like consensus, as we call
Just
it.
chatting.
Friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Informal chat amongst CPC
Oh,
members.
we used to have public access meetings with just two.
Then you're fine.
So.
Then we're fine.
All right. Village of New Paltz recommendation to decide on solar versus LED.
We are still pursuing the singular solar paneled streetlight down by the river, down by the Gardens of Nutrition. However, I'm still in the drawing board, and I'm gonna keep doing that independently because this is my last meeting. But
Oh,
yeah,
Yeah, thanking her is the last thing on the agenda, so don't jump ahead of that.
oh, okay, I'm sorry. Take that back.
yeah. So I'd found a few, and we talked about it a little bit at the last meeting. I had found a few solar paneled streetlights that were within the price range that we were looking at, which is around $2,500. However, they were much. No. Well, yes, each. But we're only looking for one right now because the village has a grant for a $2,500 solar project. So what they wanted to do was find one street light that they could put down there as like a sample and see how it looks, how it works, is there enough light being produced. But the two that I had found that were within that price range, and there was also a desire to have it be within the character of the village,
Right.
the two that I'd found were too low of a wattage. So then I found one that was high enough of a wattage, but more than twice what the village wants to spend. So I'm still looking around to see if I can find a street light that is the right wattage and the right price. And I will just keep looking and looking and looking.
That's good. Thank you.
Yep.
You hear that, Marnette? $2,500 worth of grant money for a solar
Wow,
light. So the bar's
that's
been
great.
set. The bar's been
Wow, we
set.
gotta work on that.
But they will be pursuing LED when it becomes available. At the end of the year, Central Hudson should be making LED available through them. And once that happens, I think that they agreed and voted that they would be pursuing that.
Good.
But at this point, it's not an option.
Just in case anybody isn't aware, the great thing about getting the solar light down by the Gardens for Nutrition is we don't have the power lines to put in regular street lights. So the fact that it's solar saves us from having to pay Central Hudson to run electrical lines to be able to install
Yeah.
lighting.
Yeah, that's right.
So, all right. Next agenda item is the signage on the Wallkill has been posted.
Yes.
It is up. Mission accomplished.
I wish I'd gone and seen that while I was down there. I
Yeah.
should have read the agenda.
Yeah, like it's, everything's good and going, so
Great.
not much there.
Does it look good?
Yep, posted at both boat launches. No clue. I haven't seen it. I didn't know it was posted until Dawn wrote me back
I didn't know there were
when I
two
was
boat
clarifying
launches.
the agenda.
Great.
And
Well,
what,
there's
what does it say? Lose hope, all ye who enter here.
yeah, it actually has a URL.
Oh, I forgot I was on. I was being.
That's okay. We're comical, but it actually has a URL that brings people to a web link that shows them a lot of specific
Oh,
facts
cool.
and informations
Oh,
about the
that's
river.
cool.
So
Okay.
that way people know what they're getting into should they decide to enter the water.
And it does also say, I think, this water has been tested and is found not to be suitable for primary contact or something
Yeah.
to that effect.
Yeah.
There's a one-line sentence just saying that the water is not tested so well, and then there's the link, which would bring you to more details.
Great.
Unless it's Regatta Day, in which case it's
Jump right in.
The one day of the year.
Chug.
All right. The future of the Wallkill event was last week, 23rd. 120 plus attendees committed to following up on June 4th to form a group to attack the problem. So they have gotten started on cleaning the Wallkill. It's going to take a long time. Okay, and the Earth Day event was this past Sunday. I want to say that all of us made it,
No, I.
except for you. You haven't been officially inducted yet. So.
Oh no, 'cause I was
But
busy.
the rest of us were there. It was a great event. There were tons of informational tables.
Yeah.
We gave out lots and lots of bag-free MPZ bags.
People were really positive.
Yeah, I didn't hear any negative feedback. I mean, I'm sure we were in the right place to not hear negative feedback
true.
for it. But it was nice to hear so many people give positive things to say about the
I
bag.
heard only good things about it.
Yeah,
It's excellent.
people were excited.
Okay. The EPC testing on Tributary 13 for Riverkeeper. We haven't heard anything back yet, so we're still on hold for that. I know Don's trying to line someone up. I think he has a researcher in mind that's going to be able to start joining us next month who's interested in doing that. So Don is on the case. The critical environmental area map recommendations have been made to the village board. I was hoping Rachel would be here to speak to it, but that is well on its way as well. Same thing, the SOPs at the DPW were requesting the budget so that we can try and identify what type of non-green products they may be using to try and write SOPs to better guide them in keeping our village green. So we have requested copies of their budget so we can kind of pour through it and see what we can learn. And social media. Now, Don has this on the agenda, but I kind of felt like last week or last month we decided it just wasn't
What we
feasible based
decided-
on the manpower that we have.
And what we
people
decided
power.
was that if we had anything that we wanted to get out to the public, we could use the Village of New Paltz's Facebook page through Katie Bunker.
Right.
So we didn't need one. And
Yeah, there's no point unless you're
Yeah.
putting out content daily
Right.
or every other day.
yeah, the
Yeah.
biggest concern was that we were concerned that people would comment and we wouldn't be able to respond, or it would be like, whose turn is it to respond? Who's willing to
maintaining it.
sit right?
Mhm.
And
It's
what
a
are we
time
willing
commitment.
to respond? Is the response just check our page on the website? So we just decided that was a lot more hassle than it would be worth for the few things that we would need to post, and we could just get those through the village.
Yeah.
The village has a wider reach than we would probably be able to get anyway on
Yeah,
Facebook.
yeah.
So
Might as well silo
as far as
it.
getting the message out, let it be consistent from one
Mhm.
place. Okay. Reviewing and approving minutes.
Yeah, the minutes aren't ready yet from last month, so table that till next meeting.
Okay, sounds good to me. New causes for 2015. I think everybody's pretty up to speed on their causes, right? So we'll see. Now, we are going to have one vacancy. So it says new members. I wonder.
Hopefully, we're gonna have 3 vacancies. Ideally, we'll have 3 vacancies.
Ideally, we'll see. We'll know by next
I
meeting.
mean, if people get elected to the board, for instance, they have to resign from this?
Right.
Correct. We would. The board would then have a liaison to our committee. Commission.
I thought Jason was our liaison. He comes to a lot of our meetings.
He does come to most of them. I'm
Is he
not
not
sure
an
where he
official
is tonight. I don't.
This week is,
It's a crazy week.
you know,
Oh yeah, no, it's
busy
been
campaign.
very crazy, and I don't begrudge him at all. So let's see, and we have an invitation out there to the Environmental Commission from the town to have a joint meeting. I
Great.
think it's great. We're kind of siloed at the moment. Be able to get everything on one page. We can start figuring out how best to tackle our problems as a cohesive group instead of separately. Like the climate smart committee thing, community thing. We started to work on it and they were already registered. So
I wonder, I mean, it's not going to affect me because I won't be here, but it's interesting because they don't have the same purpose that this commission does. My understanding of the makeup of their board is that when the town of New Paltz has a plan or is doing something or has something in the works, it's like kind of referred to the ENCB so that they can review it and give recommendations. So, I mean, like obviously their environmental issues are important to them and they're focused on them and they know about them, but I wonder how that will affect their goal and if I mean, I just don't know. I don't know. Like, I've never seen their charter or,
Right.
the paperwork that formed them. But my understanding is that their mission is different than ours. Just in that sense. Obviously, we all have the same mission.
Are you saying they don't take on projects so much as approve projects that come up in other
Or give
settings?
input. Like, my understanding, like, we each pick our own interest in the environment and we make proposals and we research. And my understanding is that well, I'm sure that they do some of that because, they're an environmental board. My understanding was that most of what their role is to research and give input on things that the town has referred to them or is looking at, just giving them information on environmental impact and what the possible concerns could be.
things like the CVS Five Guys building.
Yeah,
Do they
and I
do
don't
that?
know. I wish Dan was here tonight.
Yeah, Dan or
Dan would know.
Joe from their committee's been here the last
few
2 meetings.
times.
I was hoping he would show up tonight. He would have been.
Yeah, so I don't want to like speak for them because I'm sure they do a lot more than what I just said.
Well, you're
But
leaving. You can speak
I can
for them
say
as much as
whatever
you
I
want.
want.
can't
If they're not here,
Hopefully nobody watches this.
Well,
no, our families are watching.
All right.
another kid watches
At
about it.
home.
I'm
Live.
kidding, but who probably it's those people.
Yeah.
Nice. So I think that brings us to our last agenda meeting,
Oh.
which our last agenda issue, which one of our founding commissioners is moving on or has moved out of the village and is no
That's
longer able to
right.
serve on our
Oh
commission.
my Lord!
Yep.
So get out.
All right.
Oh, that's
Dinner time.
bad.
For anybody that doesn't know all the great work Joanna has done, the solar and LED research, you've been all over that for a good year now, I'd say.
Yeah, about 6 months, 7 months. And then I started doing the energy audits and getting the word about energy audits out to the churches and synagogues and getting that in the community.
And with the 60-day energy challenge from Village Hall, you did all the solar representation from that too.
Yeah.
And you've been our liaison to the
This is
town
great. We
board.
can stop doing this.
Huh?
We don't need to talk about all this.
Oh, are you getting
is getting
modest?
sad.
All right.
So it's been fun. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Are you going to volunteer for some town committees?
Well, I would
No,
have to be
at the moment.
appointed to those. So at the moment, I probably will not apply for anything. We've got a lot going on with the new house, and
Sure.
we're still moving out of the apartment, so just a lot of craziness. But I definitely want to stay involved, so we'll see.
Well, from what I hear, researchers do not need to live in the village.
Really?
Just saying.
Is
That's
that
what
true?
I heard.
Well, I'll be a researcher researching
The
solar and
yeah.
LED lights for now.
Yeah, I was
And
wondering
then,
about that. Yeah,
yeah.
that's great.
But I'll be around. I'm not going anywhere.
Sounds
Do you know
good.
what happened with the solar meeting for churches and synagogues?
I don't.
I got my church to go, but
Yeah, I just saw the sign about that.
I didn't know anything. What is
30
that?
seconds ago.
I just saw it in the paper,
Hmm.
and so I checked to be sure that people were going from the Methodist church, and they were. And who was behind that? The
It's-
town, I think.
It's not over. It hasn't happened yet.
Oh, maybe I
It
got it
is
wrong.
This
Yeah.
Thursday
Ah, that's right, not last Thursday. That was Walter.
at 7 o'clock
Mhm.
at St. Joe's Community Center, 34 South Chestnut.
Yeah.
So I just saw this when I was putting the box away, but this would be a great thing.
Excellent.
Pastors, religious leaders, yeah.
Wow, cool. So, if that brings us to a close. I think one
Dennis,
thing
you
we've
should
learned
run all of
today
our
is
meetings.
that Don really drags out these meetings. Check this
Oh,
out.
I know. We're very efficient.
Yeah.
We are efficient. Don, if you're watching in Costa Rica, I hope you're enjoying the Pura Vida
And the
Adios.
birds. And the birds.
and the birds.
All right. Does anybody want to take this home?